officials. So now that the season is underway, it's more important than ever to get a good stretching routine down. A couple of things to keep in mind. Stretches are a great thing to do with your crew when we're in the locker room before we head out to the field. Also a really good way to wind down and reset our muscles after games and in between stretches when we have some downtime. So I'm going to take you through a few stretches. We're going to run on a 20-second interval, so I'll keep time. You can incorporate your own. You can take the ones that you like, but start to build your stretching repertoire. So we're going to start on our backs. Take one knee, take your hands, bring it up to your chest. This is a great place that you can use a towel. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your body relax. As you let that breath out, pull it a little closer. With stretching, we're really aiming to kind of get to a point of discomfort. Go ahead and switch sides to the other leg. We want to get to a spot where we feel a little discomfort. You can always stretch plenty. There isn't a such thing as too much stretching, but you don't want to overstretch to where you would cause injury. All right, so we're going to go back to that first leg. We're going to extend as much as possible straight up. Put your hand behind your thighs, shoulder blades on the ground, sole towards the ceiling. Try to bring that into your chest. Get a good stretch here through the hamstring. Another good spot, if you have a resistance band or a towel, you can loop it over your toe, get a good pull, work the calf. You can also put that towel, I like to put it right behind my thigh and pull it in a little closer. We're gonna go ahead and switch sides. So, straight leg, bottom of your foot towards the ceiling and pull in towards you. So we're working our muscles a lot. We want to stay mobile, keep ourselves from getting cramps, try to keep that lactic acid moving. So we're going to stay on the ground, go back to that first leg. You're going to prop it up on the opposite knee, make a figure 4, and grab behind that other thigh. Now this should get you a really good stretch through your glute and up into your hip. Same idea, we want to keep grabbing that thigh and pulling it closer to us. We want to get a good stretch all through the legs. We're definitely using them. Go ahead and switch sides. So again, I'm doing about 20 seconds. That should really be the least amount that you're doing per stretch. We want to make sure we keep it balanced too, and that we're doing both sides equally. All right, now we're going to sit it up, go into a butterfly stretch. Most people are familiar. Soles of your feet are going to come together as close into your body as you can. Send those knees towards the ground. Now, when we talk about overstretching, we don't want to force or push our knees down. Should be getting a good stretch right through your groin area. You can do a little bit of a pulse here if you want to kind of test that discomfort limit. While you're stretching, you can also bring an arm across the chest, like so. Hold for a few seconds and go in the other direction. We're going to go into a toe reach. That can either be from pike position, so feet can be out in front, reaching for each one. You can also tuck a leg and lean for one side. Hold for 20 seconds. Good stretch through your lower back and your hamstring. Continuing that nice, easy breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Really good idea with the crew. Take some time to get centered before a game. You know, the same way that I'm talking now, it's a great way to review some rules. Just some really good pregame routines to get into. We're going to continue with that lower back. So one leg's going to come out front. Bring your knee over, whichever knee, we're going to face that direction. So use your arm for some leverage and twist away. Deep breath, I'm going to go a little bit further. Deepen my stretch. Go ahead and switch sides. So again, whichever leg is crossing over, that's the direction we're going to face. So my right leg is over my left. I'm going to use that left arm for leverage. Deep breath in. I'm going to turn a little bit more. Really getting that stretch not only through my lower back, but also my torso. Now we've got a few options here. If you're comfortable on your knees for the runner's lunge, one knee's gonna be forward, one's gonna come back. You're gonna send that knee over the toe, really lean into this stretch. And if you're not comfortable with the knee, right after those 20 seconds, I'm gonna show you what our option is. So you also have the option, if you're not comfortable getting down on your knees, find a table or a chair. You can either bring the knee up and still get that same stretch, sending that toe, your knee over your toes like so. Or I also really like, especially when I'm at the field and they have a table set up, if you have something hip height, you can do a pigeon exercise. So you're going to place the shin flat and then lean forward. Really good stretch, especially through the glute. Excellent for keeping those hip muscles nice and loose. So same idea, whether you're on the ground or using a different surface, we want to get a nice, good stretch. You'll definitely feel this because we're running a lot, we're using a lot of those muscles. So take the time here. Again, push for that discomfort without overstretching where we would damage the muscle. So next one, if we are in that runner's lunge, all we're gonna do is prop to the heel. We're gonna let our hips sink back to that back heel and reach for the toe. Once again, we're really focusing on getting a good stretch through the hamstring. Deep breath in. As we exhale and go a little bit lower, you're gonna feel that lower back stretch. And if you're not comfortable being on your knee, I'm gonna go ahead and switch. If you're staying down, switch to the other side. If you need an option here, you can always stand. Same idea. You're gonna get that same good stretch from the top of your calf into the hamstring. Bend and keep a soft knee in your other foot, but we're just gonna keep reaching for those toes and get a good stretch. Child's pose is another really good one. We have some options here. Hands go out in front, sink your heels back. Even if you're not super comfortable in the knees, most people are gonna be all right here because we're shifting our weight and balancing a little more. When you get in this position, you're gonna wanna use your hands to walk out a little bit further. Focus on sending your hips back to your heels, really sink into the stretch. And if we've been doing that lasso and rodeoing a lot, you can also walk the hands over, get a good stretch down the side of your body. So you would hold here, and you'll notice I'm just gonna stay in that position, walk my hands. When I get all the way over, I like to stack that far hand right on top. Deep breath, and I'm gonna sink into it and come back to the center. For scorpion, we would stretch the abdominal. So you're gonna shift your weight, now sink your hips into the ground, really push through your arms. The more that you can push into the ground, the better stretch you're gonna get through the abdominals and through that lower back. Look ahead, keep your breathing up. We're gonna come back, plant our feet for ragdoll. So again, reaching for those toes. You also have the option here, if you're not holding for 20 seconds with your legs like this, you also have the option, you can cross one leg over the other, hold for 20 seconds. That's really gonna deepen the stretch of your back leg. And same idea, cross your right over your left, keep reaching, and you're gonna feel that really good stretch through the left leg specifically. We're gonna bring it up slow, one vertebrae at a time, kind of shake it out. And we're gonna end here with the quad stretch. So you can always use your balance here, really aim to have it where you don't need to hold something, but your foot's gonna go into your hand. I like to deepen this stretch by thinking about pushing my shoelaces into my hand. You'll feel it especially on that anterior front side. And if you're still working on your balance, you can always come to a surface, countertop, a wall, lightly hold. But this is also a great way to practice with pushing into the hand to deepen the stretch. But make sure it's a light touch, and every few seconds, bring that hand away. and really test that you're working on engaging those core muscles and bringing the balance aspect in. Hope this is helpful. Again, add stretches, figure out what works best for you, and find the ways to make this a part of your almost daily routine. Have a great season.